We're just kids having fun, living life while we're young. We're just kids fading out, dancing till our time runs out. We're the ones out of line. We're painting out side of the lines. We're the ones falling behind, but we're not afraid tonight, 'cause we know where we're going. We run like we've stolen. We just keep on holding on. Keep on holding on. Keep on holding on.
Hi everyone, my name is Dylan Ward. I'm the Associate Area Director of Young Life here in Sumner County. First of all, thank you so much for coming and being a part of tonight. Every fall we have a big banquet dinner where we gather people from all over Sumner County and have one of our favorite nights of the year. We get to eat together and laugh and hear stories from teenagers about how God is using Young Life. We also get to offer an opportunity for all of the people there to join us in our mission of introducing adolescents to Jesus Christ and helping them grow in their faith. Obviously, the ability to come together as a group of 400 people has become really tough to pull off, and so we started to ask the question, what would it be like if we threw 40 of the best dinner parties people have ever had all in one night? And here you are. You and the friends you're sitting with are one of many mini banquets that are happening all over Sumner County. And hopefully you'll leave tonight with a better picture of what we do in Young Life as a non-denominational ministry that reaches middle school and high school students in Gallatin and Hendersonville. Before we dive in, I wanted to give a special thank you to the businesses and families that have sponsored tonight to make this happen. If you open up your program, you'll see on that first page, Parkside Builders and Scrub Hub Uniforms are tonight's title sponsors. They have both given amazing gifts that have made this night happen. I also want to say thank you to a couple businesses and families that have given $1,000 or more to tonight's event. Priority One Real Estate and Auction, Anna Cook of Summit Funding, Tabor Dental, Myers Front Porch, and Impression Skin Solutions. I hope you take a moment to read through the rest of our sponsor list. Because of this group of individuals and families, tonight we have raised already $15,000. A few months ago, we hired an independent marketing consultant to help us best explain Young Life to a group of people. You know, we haven't seen this video yet, so it's kind of risky showing you, but we've been scrambling to put this night together, so I hope it's good and I hope you enjoy it. Folks, Daryl Davis here, and I'm the founder of Hip Marketing Solutions, all right? We've worked with some of the biggest names in the business. Kmart, JB Hunt Trucking, the comedian Carrot Top, The Color Great, huge names, all right? And for the past months, I've been spending time studying Young Life. I know about your culture, your language, your DNA. I know about your camp, your clubs, your campaigners. When you look at me, I want you to think, Daryl is Young Life. All right? And for the past few months, we've been collecting emails, these questions from volunteer leaders. They've been sending us their emails at hipmarketingsolutions@aol.com. We check it about once a month, so please send us your emails. And I just want to go over some of those questions we've gotten with you. Sarah Pasco, a Young Life leader at Station Camp, says, Daryl, I'm supposed to be leading this group of sophomore girls, but I can't really seem to get them interested in Young Life. Any tips on how to meet kids? In Young Life, we call this contact work. Here in Sumner County, they say, going where kids are and building bridges of friendships that one day you can walk across. Well, Daryl likes to jump right over that bridge. Let me show you. Hey, what's your name?
Ryman.
Ryman. I want to be a Young Life leader, okay? I'm 30 years old. but now I'm going to be in your closest friend group, alright? I'll listen to your deepest, darkest secrets. I'll walk alongside of you and pour to you deeply. You okay with that? Alright, I am now Ryman's Young Life leader, okay? When Ryman's friends take group pictures before prom, that's going to be me on the left, alright? Fast forward a few years, I'll officiate your wedding. Fast forward a few more years, I'm the doula at the birth of your first child. Contact work. It's easy. My next question comes from Isaac Pittman. He says, Daryl, I'm having trouble finding a house to have club at on Monday nights for Hendersonville High School. What should I do? Love, Isaac Pittman. P.S. Listen to my new single on Spotify and wherever music is sold? Great question, Isaac. Folks, if you don't know what club is, it's a weekly event we have for each school where we sing songs, play games, and a leader gives a talk about Jesus. Come follow me. Hey, Mrs. Brooks, are you busy on Monday night? Great. We're going to bring about 100 kids over. We're going to be so loud that you won't be able to hear what's happening on This Is Us this week, but kids are going to hear about Jesus. Is that all right? Great, thank you. We have a new location for club. This next one is from Kaylee Passon, a leader at Beach High School. She said, I want to start a Bible study with these senior girls that I took to camp. What should I say to get the ball rolling? Hashtag blessed, Kaylee Passon. Great question, Kaylee. In Young Life, we call our small group Bible studies campaigners. And I found that you just gotta demand respect right off the bat. Hey, stupid kids, listen up, alright? I'm a founder of Hit Marketing Solutions, okay? That means I control 3% of the marketing in Westmoreland, okay? So I know a thing or two. And I want to impart some of my vast biblical wisdom to you and your friends. That sound good? Alright? Discipleship, folks, it's easy. Our last question comes from Anna DeCreasy, a leader at Merrill Hyde. She says, Daryl, I want to bring this new kid to camp this summer. What's the best way to sell them on Young Life Camp? You're an inspiration, Anna DeCreasy. Let's check in with Ryman. Hey, Ryman! Hey, remember prom? That was really fun. Bet you didn't think I was going to follow the limo to the Cheesecake Factory, but thanks for letting me pull up a chair. That was really fun. So listen, you got to go to camp with me this summer. It's going to be the best week of your life, okay? Yeah? Remember that time when you scored the winning touchdown and your dad grabbed your face and he said, son, I've never been more proud of you in my life? Well, at camp, there's a water slide. You're going to love it. I'm going to send you a link, okay? I'll send you a sign-up form. Ryman, see ya. Well, Young Life, thanks for watching. I hope you got to see what the 4 C's of Young Life are. These guys are great. And as the high schoolers say, see you later, bud.
Hey, Dylan, we're rolling.
Folks, I am so sorry that we didn't screen that before we showed it to you. Please forget everything you just saw. Some of it was true, but the delivery was way off. We really are all about relationships that point to Jesus, and I hope this next video gives you a better picture of that.
For 8 years, Young Life has happened here in Sumner County. Young Life isn't about an event that we invite kids to. Young Life isn't about a camp that we take kids to. Young Life isn't about a specific place. Young Life is relationships. Relationships that happen at the school. Relationships that happen during rides to the game. Relationships that happen when life is light and there isn't a care in the world. Relationships that happen when darkness is too close to handle on our own. Because 2,000 years ago, God came and planted himself in our messiness. Young Life and wildlife leaders in Sumner County take root in the world of adolescence. For 8 years, Young Life has been happening at your local restaurants, your local neighborhoods, your local school events. It has even been happening during a global pandemic where Young Life leaders show up in our high school and middle school friends' lives, any way we can to offer hope and share the good news.
Hi, my name's Allie, and I went to Hendersonville High School. Throughout my life, I've always craved to be seen, ultimately be enough, and through that, I was willing to do whatever it took to feel that way. Growing up, I wasn't raised in church, so I really only thought of God as this guy in the sky I still went to church with my friends and stuff, but I would just pray a prayer here and there, and I was good to go. So by the time I was in middle school, I was quickly introduced to alcohol, drugs, boys, anything you can think of, but more importantly, if you knew me, you knew that I was friends with everyone. I craved to be known, but I couldn't figure out the way to be satisfied. I couldn't get good enough grades, I couldn't party enough, and simply I just couldn't be enough. So during my freshman year of high school, Young Life had just started. It was the new and shiny thing at Hendersonville, so of course I went. And there I met my Young Life leader, Hannah. Then after my sophomore year of high school, Hannah took me to Carolina Point, a Young Life camp in North Carolina, and that's where everything changed for me. I remember sitting on the gravel road as you enter camp, and she told me the good news, that I was seen, loved, and sought after by a God, and I didn't have to do anything to earn it.
Because Young Life happened when Hannah showed up in my life, Young Life continues to happen here in Cookeville, Tennessee at Livingston Academy.
Because Young Life happened in 2017 at Hendersonville High School, where my leader Dylan invested in me, Young Life continues to happen here in Knoxville, where I'm a leader at Hardin Valley Academy.
Because Young Life happens at Station Camp High School, where I experienced Jesus' love from my best friend and leader Kaylee, Young Life continues to happen here in Hendersonville, where I'm a wildlife leader at Ellis Middle School.
Because Young Life happened in 2018 at Station Camp High School, where my leader Daniel Becker got to know me by name, wildlife happens here at Station Camp Middle School, where I'm now a leader.
Because Young Life happened in 2013 at Hendersonville High School, where Aaron Scalf came into my life and never stopped pursuing a friendship with me. Young Life continues in Sumner County, here at Station Camp High School, where I'm a leader.
Because Young Life happened to me in 2015 at Merrill Hyde, where my leader Jess became one of my best friends and persisted in getting to know me, Young Life continues to happen here in San Marcos, Texas, where I'm a Young Life leader at San Marcos High School.
Young Life doesn't end when the school year ends. It doesn't end when a pandemic shuts down the whole world. It doesn't end when you graduate. Young Life goes on because friendships go on, especially when they're centered around Jesus.
Hey y'all, I'm Daniel Becker and I'm the Area Director for Young Life here in Sumner County. I hope the last video showed you a little bit of the huge impact that Young Life has had in the last 80 years around the world and the last 8 years here in Sumner County. As you can see in our program, we have come a long way in the past 8 years. From 1 Young Life club to 4. From 1 full-time staff to 3 full-time and 4 part-time. Over and over again, God has shown up to provide volunteers and finances, and it has always come through people in this community who want to see teenagers' lives changed. Last year, with the help of our committee and staff, we put together a vision of where we feel God is calling us to go in the next 10 years. The first 2 steps were accomplished just this past year by changing the name to Young Life Sumner County and hiring our 3rd full-time staff, Kaylee Passon, to start Young Life in the beach community. Over the next 9 years, with the help of this community, we plan to start Young Life in Gallatin and in Liberty Creek. We plan to start Young Lives, which is our ministry for teen moms, and Capernaum, our ministry to kids with special needs. However, we would be missing the mark if we didn't have leaders spending time with kids on their turf and in their world. I mean, that's the point of Young Life, relationships that point to Jesus. And we didn't invent this method. In fact, Jesus modeled it for us when he spent his last years on earth, doing ministry in people's homes and in their streets. And in Mark 2, there's a story that says, he went out again beside the sea, and all the crowd was coming to him, and he was teaching them. And as he passed by, he saw Levi, the son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax booth. And he said to him, "Follow me." And he rose and followed him. And as he reclined at table in his house, many tax collectors and sinners were reclining with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. And the scribes of the Pharisees, when they saw that he was eating with sinners and tax collectors, said to his disciples, "Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?" Most of the time, Jesus didn't do ministry inside the confines of the temple, but he was in homes and in the streets, by the lake and in a boat. He knew truth was best heard from the point of trust and friendship. Young life doesn't happen just in a building. Young life isn't just a program. Young life happens all over Sumner County. Just like Jesus, our leaders spend hours with kids in their world, building relationships so that when they get to tell them truth, it comes from the point of a loving, trusting friend. In fact, we did the calculation just this past year. Our Young Life leaders combined spent 3,203 hours with high school and middle school students. Jesus didn't just cozy up with the people who had it all together. He reclined and was comfortable with tax collectors and sinners. And we want Young Life to be for every kid, from the kid that has never stepped foot inside of a church to the kid that has never missed a Sunday. From the kid who's known as the partier to the kid who is known as the goody-good. From the jock to the band kid. And if you came to a Young Life club on a Monday night or hopped on the bus when we leave for camp, I think you'd see this same picture 2,000 years later. And so how does Jesus answer the question, why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners? And he says this, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners." And I want to tell you, this is the heart of Young Life. We exist for the sick, the lost, the brokenhearted. And I think it is more obvious now than ever that kids are grasping for all sorts of things that think will make them well, but only makes them sicker. Kids need someone to enter into their world, build a friendship, and share with them the only person who can make them well, Jesus Christ. And for the past 8 years, we've had the opportunity to see so many kids be changed forever because a Young Life leader walked into their life. But we know there are so many more, and every year another grade moves into the crowded hallways. You know, we have so many donors that give sacrificially, but we need more. We have volunteer leaders who live missionally by pursuing their high school and middle school friends, but we need more. We have a committee and support teams who are behind the scenes making sure to take away all the obstacles so the leaders can meet kids. But we need more. You see, the reason Young Life in Sumner County has grown is because people in this community know where teenagers can be made well, and they will do whatever it takes for kids to meet the great physician. Young Life exists because this community wanted Young Life to happen here. And it will continue to happen here because of your giving tonight. One of the ways that our ministry has remained healthy through this past 6 months of unrest is because we don't have a huge reliance on large grants or one-time gifts. Club 41, which is our community of individuals and families that give $25 a month or more, have kept us healthy by making up a majority of our annual budget. This new fiscal year brings us to a $300,000 budget that's grown because we are so committed towards going after the next kid. And that's where you come in. We're on a journey to grow our ministries in Hendersonville, Station Camp, and beach communities. We're heading towards Gallatin and Liberty Creek, towards our high school friends that are teen moms, towards our high school friends with disabilities. And we want all of you to come on that journey with us, to tell those without hope about Jesus Christ and what he's done for them. And I hope you came tonight aware that this was a fundraiser. And if you did and you came with a number in your mind, maybe you can think through how much more your family could be able to contribute if you join Club 41. Maybe you came with a $1,000 gift of one time in your mind, but if you gave $100 a month over this year, you would make up to $1,200 of our budget. Or $150 a month, which will turn into $1,800 this year. When we tell you that we want you to be a part of this journey with us, we mean it. And we don't just want your money. We want to share stories with you every month of how your gift is making an impact and changing lives. Hopefully close by is a giving card that is on the back of the flyer for our golf tournament. If you grab that, my friend Anna Cook is going to walk you through the form.
Hi, my name is Anna Cook and I'm the committee chair for Young Life Sumner County. This ministry means so much to me because I was once a high schooler who had a Young Life leader show up to my lunch table and build a friendship with me. She walked me through so much throughout the years and even got to be the maid of honor in my wedding. I know firsthand how much impact Young Life and Wildlife leaders can have on our teenagers, and that's why I choose to give my time and finances to this ministry. I'm going to walk you through this giving card that's on the back of the golf tournament flyer. For your own records, it's really important that we get some basic information from you here at the top so that we know that you are present and we can thank you for attending. Under step 1, you'll find options for giving that you'll have time to review after I'm done explaining the entire form. On the left, you'll see options to join Club 41, which again is anything more than $25 a month. Down at the bottom, you'll see a list of options for current monthly donors to increase your gift if you so choose. On the right are options for one-time gifts. Under step 2, we laid out a few ways you can give. Checks for one-time gifts can be made out to Young Life and placed in the envelope with your giving card at the end of the night. One-time and monthly gifts can be done by giving online at give.sumneryl.org, but a lot of people have us set up automatic withdrawal for you by filling out the gift setup box in this section. Step 3 lays out some of the ways you might also want to get involved besides giving financially. We have a committee and a school cluster support team that work behind the scenes to make events like tonight happen and support the volunteer leaders and staff. You may also be interested in becoming a Young Life or Wildlife leader and hearing more about that. At the very bottom, you'll see that you can even experience the best week of your life for yourself by being an adult guest in a lodge at our resort-style camp in Buena Vista, Colorado, when we take our students from Sumner County to camp next summer. We're going to give you a few minutes to look things over and fill out your card. Once everything's done and the song is over, your host will know how to collect your cards and keep them secure. I hope you join me and my family and so many others in the community who want to make sure Young Life can continue to introduce adolescents to Jesus Christ and help them grow in their faith.
Like a bull chasing the matadors, a man left to his own schemes. Everybody needs someone beside him, shining like a lighthouse from the sea. Brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress for the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. Face down in the desert now, there's a cage locked around my heart. I found a way to drop the keys when my failures were. Now my hands can't reach that far. I ain't made for rivalry, I can never take the world alone. I know that in my weakness I am strong, but it's your love that brings me home. Brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night when you feel it.